Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Monday, June 3rd, 2024. Let's take a look at the big picture ever so briefly. We will work our way into the day itself, of course, but just clarifying that the longer-term outlook in Tesla, in my opinion, is bearish below 218.13. In other words, we could top out here. Now, this is a weekly bar chart, so we're not going to see this level anytime soon, but we could conceivably see it within 2 to 3 weeks if we get a buy signal above 192.03, which I'll show in a moment. But 218.13 able to contain quarterly buying pressures, possibly into later year, and we could fall away from here to channel support over the following 2 to 3 months or so, and that channel support is dropping into the very low 100s over that time horizon. So that's why I say holding below or once testing 218.13, you can allow for the very low 100s within 2 to 3 to 5 months of doing so. Closing above 218.13 at the end of any week is another story altogether. Tesla shows strength, a bullish dynamic as we move through the rest of the year. The following half year or so, 3 to 5 months perhaps, we push into the 320s and climbing. And we'll show that if we approach 218.13 over the next few weeks. So let's jump to, and the reason I'm bringing that up is because I'm emphasizing the bearish longer term scope. And so in terms of trend dynamics, you're selling the market a little more aggressively than you might be buying it, especially at these longer term price points. Let's take a look at the upside today. I still have this simple trend line at 181.20 that, if settled above, should yield 192.03 within 1 to 3 days. So if we close today above 181.20, 192.03, a 2 to 3 day target, where we can top out not only for the week, but quite possibly into later June and fall away from here for the following 2 to 3 weeks, or maybe even longer. That longer would come with a settlement below some variation of this channel bottom presently at 156.70. And so if we test 192.03, you could see that this channel bottom will sort of level off a little bit, and it would be a settlement below that channel bottom that has yet to actually exist that would tell us that we are in for longer-term bearish continuation. But I don't want to digress too deeply into all that. The point I'm trying to make here is if we push or open today above 181.20, 186.80, 180, where is that? I apologize. 186.80, where is that chart? There we are. If we push or open today above 181.20, 186.80, is in reach, is likely today, and closing today above 181.20 does indicate 192.03 by midweek, I'd say within 2 or 3 days, where we could top out not only for the week, but possibly into later June. And so this, closing above 181.20, that's kind of a 1 to 3 day swing trade. And then if we test 192.03, 3 to 5 day swing trade out to 3 to 5 week swing trade can play the short side back to some yet defined support area that would be, I suspect, in the lower 160s by that point in time. Now, if we were to close above 192.03, then that previously mentioned long-term channel top at 218.56 on the daily chart becomes our next 2 to 3 week target, which is once again a formation able to contain quarterly buying pressures, possibly into later year. The same formation here on the weekly chart, and once tested, the market could fall away in the weeks and months to follow. And it would be a settlement above 218.13 at the end of any week that would signal a bullish trade as we move through the rest of the year. So closing above 181.20, 192.03 in reach. This is going to be a significant pivot point into later June. We can top out here into later June. If we close above it, bullish continuation into later June. Now for the downside, we've got the trend line at 181.20. Where do I show this? Bear with me. Here it is. This is the downside right now. 169.06 is a simple 1.5 week channel bottom that is in reach below 181.20, and if tested, can contain session weakness. So in terms of the 2 to 3 day dynamic, you do have kind of a two-sided framework here. So for those of you who are day traders, 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 day swing traders, let's say, selling 181.20, buying back at 169.06 and vice versa is the way to go. Closing below 169.06, though, is a signal to go short, and that could be a 3 to 5 day or less sell opportunity down to 156.70. And that is pretty much as simple as it gets. If we close today below 169.06, 156.70 becomes a 3 to 5 day target, or sooner, could be within a day or two, where we could actually bottom out, as you see here on the far right, on a weekly basis, possibly round back up. You never know about these channel structures that last, that go back several weeks, as this one does, or several months, as this one does at 192.03. Sometimes they contain longer term activity than you may have given them credit for. So 156.70 may well contain selling into later June, and from here we can round back up. And last thing I'm going to say, and I did allude to it a moment ago, and I've been saying it now for the last couple of weeks, that if we were over the next week or two to settle below this 156.70 channel bottom, that basically sets off a follow-through sell signal that I would anticipate likely to yield well, this is the wrong chart to show. So let me take you back to this chart. If we close below 156.70, I'm looking for that low 100 area within a month or two. So closing below 156.70, I would expect this 101.81, a low from January 23, within 2 to 3 months. So I'm prompting you longer-term traders that if we close below 156.70, I see no good reason to be long Tesla as we move through June and through July, because I'm expecting lower trade over that time frame. Inversely, if we close above 192.03, I see no good reason to be short Tesla as we move into later June, then expecting 218.56, where a short sale can be made, long liquidation, going short at 218.56 in anticipation perhaps of longer-term bearish continuation into the low 100s, as I mentioned at the top of this video. I think that pretty much rounds it out for today. Please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com. I'll be back tomorrow with Tuesday's Tesla Report, and you have a great day.